Little instant reaction on the 49ers dominating win over the Arizona Cardinals. And it is something because underdogs have covered a big chunk of games this NFL season. I've been betting underdogs all year long. This was one of the rare. I like the favorite. I get such joy out of Jimmy Garoppolo. There's not a quarterback in the league that has a big game and you come out and say nice things about him and people push back. If Dak went 20 for 29 for 228 yards, 4 TDs and no interceptions, and you criticized him, you'd get major pushback. Those are Garoppolo's numbers. If you compliment him, you get pushback. You can't love Dak and not love Garoppolo. Same guy. Can't carry a team to playoff wins, but can certainly guide a team to playoff wins if the surrounding talent is good. They're not going to come back from 15, 17, 18 down in the fourth quarter. They're not Mahomes. They're not Burrow. They're not Brady. That's not what they are. There's a certain way and a style. They have to be in close games, leading, slightly down. Garoppolo is the most disrespected player in the league. I get such great joy with Jimmy G, who somebody remarked today on social media, looks like every guy that's ever been in a razor commercial. It's the world's most handsome man. But I think when I watch the Niners, and I think the Niners are the best team in the NFC, it's such a week-to-week league. Had you said 3 weeks ago, just 3 weeks ago, just 2 weeks ago, that if the Niners played the Eagles, they'd pound them, that would have been considered a hot take. Today, if the Niners play the Eagles, I think they'd pound them. I think that's considered kind of conventional wisdom. It's the deepest team in the league, multiple backs, multiple receivers, linebackers, corners, safeties, Pro Bowlers in every unit. What I like about the Niners, they know what they are. They look different than every other team in the league. The only other team that sort of plays like them is Miami. It's the same offense. And again, if you like Dak, you got to like Jimmy G. If you like Tua, you got to like Jimmy G. If you like Kirk Cousins, you got to like Jimmy G. There's about 6 guys that play quarterback at a different level. Everybody else is variations of very good, pretty good, good, close to good. You can put Garoppolo in any of those categories. I think he's very good. And I think on Dak's best days, he's very good, mostly pretty good. But what I like about the Niners is they don't ask Jimmy. You ever notice with San Francisco's offense? They don't ask him to throw up the sidelines. I mean, never. They just simply don't. Everything 18 yards in, everybody knows what's coming, and tonight nobody can stop it. I think Miami and San Francisco are the same team. Niners have much better, deeper defensive personnel. So if you think Miami is going to make a long playoff run, then you have to think San Francisco is, because their defense is much better and the NFC is much weaker. So today, I think the Niners are the best team in the NFC. I think they have as good a coach as anybody, the best defense, excellent pass rush, don't have to bring extra people to get to the quarterback, multiple weapons, and a quarterback that wins a lot of games, has to play a certain way, can't play way back fourth quarter. That's not who he is. He's not Mahomes. He's not those guys. He's not Burrow. He's not Josh Allen. But there's a physical component to the San Francisco 49ers. I love teams that you know what's coming and you can't stop them. It's a lot like the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans kind of play one way, and they win. The fact that the Titans took the Chiefs to overtime in Arrowhead without getting a first down in the second half. They just will their way to yards. They will their way to the end of the game being close where they can make a play. And I think San Francisco is a little bit like Tennessee with far more talent, especially on the offensive side. So, and it brings up what I think is the thing that everybody's sort of thinking about in the Bay Area. What do you do when the season's over? Because San Francisco's going to the playoffs. They're going to win multiple playoff games. What do? You hand it over to Trey Lance? Remember how outrageous Niner fans thought it was when people like me, Mike Silver, suggested, yeah, of course the team would be better with Jimmy Garoppolo starting. He's into a Super Bowl. What do? You going to stop the momentum? Does everybody understand how well-liked Jimmy Garoppolo is in that locker room? What do? Do you just say, listen, we made a mistake? Get a first-round pick back? Do you let Trey Lance try to beat him out for a job? Jimmy doesn't need all the reps. You give Trey Lance 70-30 reps. How does that sit with Garoppolo? I mean, Garoppolo's been such a good team guy through all of this. How many quarterbacks in this league can you not give a playbook to, essentially tell him, we've got somebody else for the job, that guy gets hurt, then they give it to you? No pouting, no resentment, no bitterness. I mean, he's really special. I think, look at all the trouble Zach Wilson is having managing his locker room. Look at the issues Aaron Rodgers has had with the front office and sometimes, I think, Matt LaFleur, although he doesn't let it out. What Garoppolo's gone through and handled, and to this day, you would have no idea. He was not given a playbook, not given snaps, told it wasn't his job. It's pretty remarkable. I think you saw the stat tonight during the game. Shanahan's won 75% of his games with Garoppolo and like 25% without. So again, if you like Dak, if you like Tua, you got to like Garoppolo because they're all kind of the same guy. There's a certain style that they have to play to win. Tua and Garoppolo, super accurate, limited deep ball throwers. Dak's not as accurate, better athlete. I like Dak. I like Tua. I really like Garoppolo. It's close. I get it. I get the Garoppolo critics. He never throws the ball up the sideline. He's not very mobile. But God, is he built for this team. This is exactly, you think it's all talent. And yes, everybody would like to have Mahomes. Everybody would like to have Justin Herbert. We get that. But when you take out the cream of the crop, when you take out the top 6-7% of this league, coachability, flexibility, locker room, accuracy. That's why Tua works in Miami. He's coachable. He's likable. He's accurate. He runs the play. I mean, hell, in Washington, Taylor Heineke runs the play. He just runs the play. Taylor Heineke, he's got almost as many interceptions as touchdowns. He runs the play. Guys like him. Good room guy. Good in the room. The second story late this afternoon that developed, Jets coach Robert Saleh will not name Zach Wilson, his young quarterback, the starter yet against the Chicago Bears. I think it's, in my opinion, a little bit of a mistake. You might as well give Zach Wilson the rest of these starts. You're not going to, there's nothing to gain by hedging. But it does bring up something that I was thinking about when I heard the news. How many quarterbacks in the NFL did you not like at all after 20 stars and later loved them? I mean, we knew with Burrow instantly, Mahomes instantly, Lamar after his first 5 starts, Herbert. It didn't take long for Dak. I mean, I remember Dak's first preseason game in Los Angeles, people fell in love with him. Didn't take long for Russell Wilson. Even Jalen Hurts, pretty quickly, 12, 15 starts, you're like, okay, there's something here. How many quarterbacks? Now, a lot of people say, well, Josh Allen. I don't know. I remember late in his first year, early in his second, he was jumping over people. He was so big and so strong. He was wild. But I think by early second year with Josh Allen, you knew there was something there. He was just so unique physically. Name them. I mean, how many quarterbacks? 20 starts for Zach Wilson. 1 game with a passer rating over 100. First year, he completed 55% of his throws. This year, he's completing 55% of his throws. Folks, that's not close to good enough. Now, it's not Tebow. but you got to get to like 61.5, 62%. I mean, the good quarterbacks in this league are mostly 66, 67. Summers, 68, 55%. And it's not like if you watch the Jets play, they're not asking him to make a lot of difficult throws. Some underneath stuff out in the flat. You know, it just doesn't happen a lot where you don't like a guy at all 20 starts in, and then by his 30th start, you think he's special. I mean, remember, Burrow early, Herbert early, Mahomes early, Lamar early, Kyler second start. I mean, I was never a huge Cam Newton fan, but I can remember his second or third start going, whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, that's pretty special. Big Ben early. They limited him. If you recall his first year, they kind of limited him, but he won a lot of games. Dak early, 13-3 first year. So the writing's kind of on the wall, I think. Here's the good news for the Jets. The GM's really good. Saleh's found his way. You know, it's basically an owner, GM, coach, quarterback league. Kansas City's got an A to an A+ at all four of those. That's why they're the best team in the league. But I would play Zach Wilson. I mean, listen, I don't know how strong he is upstairs anyway. I don't know if that's his strength. He's losing the locker room. I'd probably back him to the end of the year. Because listen, if he fails and the Jets end up with a top 3 defense, it's much easier to go upstairs to the owner and say, we made a mistake. We aced this year's draft. We made a mistake on the quarterback. Owners understand it. They've owned the team for a while. Mistakes happen in the draft. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Instant reaction on a Monday night.